The State of Crypto is presented by Tron, connecting the world to the power of cryptocurrency.
It wouldn't be a Taco Tuesday without referencing some insanity regarding FTX. So, FTX's CEO's legal billings continue to hint at 2.0 reboot. And now we've got something from the New York Times. And I've actually got a hot take about this. Oh, I get to do the hot take first? Okay. So my hot take is that I actually think, and again, you guys, not financial advice, I think that the reboot of FTX is going to actually be a good thing. FTX really had a lot of great products and services that were available. However, they had absolute trash management. And I think if a mature, responsible adult can actually take the platform over and do things compliantly, be very transparent, not use customer funds for weird things, then I think that the platform does have some sort of chance to do well.
That sounds like creditor talk. It does not sound like a business.
No,
talk.
I'm actually, I am an FTX US creditor, but I'm being serious. They really had great products and services. And one thing that Sam did well was he was able to communicate to his audience and integrate things that they wanted, which was good. However, they just were scammers behind the scenes. So it sucks. So I don't know, maybe there will be some sort of good that comes out of this. Either way, I'm probably not going to touch it, and I'm not going to tell my audience about it in any way, shape, or form.
Did the things work though, Wendy? I mean, we don't have FTX here in Canada, but I heard they didn't really work all that well.
They did.
Okay.
People were hyped about it. A lot of users really liked the interface. Like the UI on FTX was like pretty slick, etc. I mean, I don't think it's really going to happen. I mean, I think he's exploring all avenues, right? Because JJ Ray III, his mandate is to give as much money back to creditors as possible. And this is and if this is like possible, you know, if this is a possibility for doing so, then sure, put some billable hours on there and indicate that you're at least thinking about it. Whether or not this will actually happen, I guess I'm a little bit less optimistic on this ever coming to pass, but this is the man's job. He's out there to make sure that people can get their money back to the best of his ability. And I think the fact that he's considering this is interesting. Maybe it's a little outside the box thinking, but bringing this back in some form may ultimately bring revenue in the door that could make creditors whole. So credit to him for thinking it, but I don't see it happening.
But this is standard practice in traditional finance, is like basically to screw up and then hire the same but different people that also screwed up in different companies to take things over again and continue to scam the public. Like we see this with the banks, we see this with hedge funds, we see this in all areas of traditional finance. So why not do it in crypto?
Yeah, I don't know about this one. So I think the difference here between like other Chapter 11s in this case is that there's a clear criminal case going alongside at the same time and a civil case. And it's all alleged, right? Like we haven't gone to court yet. We're waiting this October trial and the hearing is going on then. There are other cases in Chapter 11 where it does come out of Chapter 11 and the product is able to reboot. But typically, you don't see this pairing of like a criminal or civil case at the same time. The most you'll see is maybe like all the people who are creditors come up on a class action lawsuit and they try to get some money out of it. The one case I would point you towards is Core Scientific, the largest Bitcoin miner. It said, according to a new CoinDesk article, that they're likely to come out of Chapter 11 in September. They took the last year to reorganize. No one there was really like pointed at for criminal activity or civil activity that would lead to a lawsuit. Very different in this case, right? Like we had Sam Bankman-Fried get like arrested in the Bahamas and then put in jail for a few days in like one of the worst prisons in the world. And now he's being flown up to New York and he's going to be, indicted for all this. So I think it's a very different situation and unlikely to see FTX 2.0. That's my hot take, Wendy.
Ooh.
I just want to say there's no actual evidence that this is happening, right? It's just John J. Ray III has invoiced for a few hours and some of the line items in the invoice say 2.0, like reviewing documents for 2.0. So no one has actually come out and said that there will be a reboot of FTX. I think though that, Will, you're right. The erosion of trust around this brand has been so much so that it would be so hard to reboot the exchange under the same name. And so, yeah, I mean, Will, to your point, there's a lot of large brands that have come out of Chapter 11, but there has not been this kind of circus of criminal activity that has surrounded those brands. So it will be interesting to see what happens next. I think I'm with you, Zach, though. I don't think there's going to be an FTX reboot anytime soon.
I mean, the good news is, ever since the 3AC guys went to OpenX, the GTX brand is now newly available. So they could go with the GTX. What's after X? And what's after F? G. They could just go straight to it. Yeah.
Why has no one brought up John J. Ray III's insane hourly rate yet? It is amazing. Good for him. $1,300 an hour. Like,
where can I get a job being a terrible person and make that much money?
Well, we
CoinDesk that much.
We stand JJ Ray III here on the hash. This is the man.
Club.
We do not say such things.
What is his name? John Jingleheimer Smith?
No, not quite. Close.
No,
very close.
That was Zach. You should have got that reference. That was from a cult classic to Wong Fu.
Wendy, we got it.